Do 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 Hey, what up everybody? It's been a while. This is the Roocy Show, okay? Cause I'm Roo and you see me, okay? It was a good idea, I thought. But I just wanted to say hey to everybody. Everybody that's been wondering if I didn't make it clear in my last video, I was on a business trip. So I couldn't film, cause I didn't have a laptop, but that has actually been fixed. You know what I did? Because so this doesn't happen again, I actually bought a laptop. This will be done for on-the-road video editing. If I go on a business trip again, I'm just going to keep recording, because I was so bored in the hotel. It was supposed to be business trip, but honestly it felt like leisure trip. Okay, they wanted me to go out and see some products, but this took all of 5 minutes, but I was there all week. If they want to pay for something, I think that's crazy, but okay, whatever. I've got things to do, okay? More important things, okay? So everybody, I just want to say hey to all my new viewers. I hope everybody's been doing really great. You know what? I've actually gotten a few messages. People have been wondering where I am. I'm so surprised. Nobody ever wonders where I am except for maybe my mom or something, But I wanted to tell everybody that I was on a business trip. So if you are wondering, I will survive, okay? I even got a Roogle motion prepared for y'all. This is a Roogle motion to the people that say, oh no, Roogle, are you dead? I say, oh no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to film, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to give, and I've got all my film to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Oh, hey, hey, hey. I just want to say that I'm doing great. I am so happy that this assignment is so over. That is why I'm so happy. I'm singing, I'm dancing in the streets. When I got home, when the taxi brought me home, I was dancing. This taximan thought I was crazy, but he thought I was even more crazy when I gave him barely any tip. He criticized me, I think that's so bad. If you are criticizing somebody, if you're saying, what's wrong with you? Don't say that. I was the one that was tipping you. You don't say, if you're in service industry and you comment on somebody mean and make them feel bad, then you don't. I will tip you, of course, but I'm not going to give you huge tip. You don't get a Roogle bonus if you're making fun of Roogle. So that is one thing I want to say. Fortunately, in Denver, this is what I watched for the business trip. In Denver, there were so many good restaurants and such good service too. I was so happy. These people got Roogle bonus. Whenever I go out to eat, I always tip a lot, like more than 15%. But it depends on the waitress or waiter. If they are very nice to me, then they get a good tip. But if you are mean or something and you make my feelings hurt, you don't get any tip because that's mean. If you are mean, you need to go to a mean place, okay? Mean restaurant. But I just, I think I've got a few things to say about the news. First, I want to tell everybody what's been going on this past week. But as you know, there are things happening all around the world. So it's very hard to comment, okay, here's what happened on Monday, here's what happened on Tuesday, here's what happened on Thursday and Wednesday and all that. Instead, I want to focus on a select few things that have happened through the week. And I will be talking about this all this week if there is something that is interesting. But one thing I want to make everybody know is that the main city in Iraq, Baghdad, is shutting down because of military operations. They want to tame the insurgents that might be working against troops. And because of Saddam Hussein's trial, they are shutting down Baghdad. They have a curfew. Imagine how you were when you were 14 years old and you wanted to go outside and your parents say, no, it's too late and you can't go, but you have to sneak out. This is what it's like for everybody in Baghdad. Not just child, but adult men and women. They can't go outside if it's past a certain time. This is strict curfew law. This is like martial law. So that should tell everybody how we're doing in Iraq. It's not good, but also, this gives a good opportunity to say, like on CNN, how they say, I support our troops. That's like the disclaimer to say whatever you want. I do support the troops, but I'm not going to slag them off now. So I want to say that Baghdad is shutting down. They're going to be enforcing this strict curfew. So things are not going well in Iraq, but hopefully this will curb violence or something. You know, they need all the help they can get. Another thing, this is personal, a personal story to me, because this affects me so greatly. If it is true, I will cry. I won't even be able to eat. Maybe I would die. Look, seafood is scheduled to have a big collapse in 2048. I know this is 40 years away, but seafood is all I eat. All those restaurants I went to in Denver, they were Red Lobster, there were places with shrimp and fish. I cannot eat anything besides that, which is very bad for me, because what if they don't have it anymore? Seafood collapse by 2048, it could be sooner or later. But one thing I want to point out in defense of this is a scientific projection based on pollution and global warming and all that. One thing I want to point out is that a very educated friend of mine said that he saw a study that said the exact opposite a couple of weeks ago. A couple of years ago. So these scientists are being either contradictory or my friend is a big fat liar. But I don't know, you know. So that's just a heads up to all you seafood lovers that we might not have seafood. We better stock up on that frozen fish or fish sticks, because there won't be any. But another thing I saw on the news, this is today's news by the way, so this is up to date. There was something about Anna Nicole Smith, but I don't think anybody really cares about her, so that's pretty much it. I mean, the rest, I saw something about guns being stolen on a movie set, which is so bad, but other than that, there really isn't much to say. I just want to say, everybody, I'm alive. You know, I'm back. If I was ever gone to begin with, I'm back. I'm ready to keep on going. Now remember, we're going to be commenting on some news articles that have been going on since last week. If there is presence for discussion, we will talk about it. But I've got that going on, and other than that, you know, I was actually going to go out today. I was going to go out today because, you know, hey, I'm back in town. So I'm calling up my friend, he doesn't answer. So, you know, I got to find some fun by myself. You know, I can hit up the town, hit up some ladies or something, you know. But hopefully we will see what's going on. But I will talk to everybody later. So, peace out.